This episode is powered by Safety FM.
The following program is rated MALSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Well, hello and welcome to the all-new Rated R Safety Show. And that's only new because it's Monday, September the 23rd, day 266 of the year. And finally, I can say it, only 99 days remaining before the shit show's over with. I don't know why I call it the shit show. You know, I look at that and I go, what is the purpose behind that? I don't know. Do you know what the purpose is? Anywho, how are you? How was your weekend? Did you have some time off or did you get stuck working? I mean, either way is a good time. If you're stuck working, that means you're making some money. If you were off, well, that means you got to send some time away. So whatever. I, on the other hand, have been trying to play catch up after this crazy week that has occurred last week. But do you really want to know that? I thought you were here to be entertained, people.
Duh.
Anyways, you're listening to the Rated R Safety Show. And we have already been discussing that we're only going to do rants one time a week. And guess what today is? Not one of the fucking days for the rants, people. Anyways, let's get you started with the news.
More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R Safety Show.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
So a lot of things going on over the weekend, so I don't know even where to start, but I like this one. An American airline flight from Phoenix bound to Minneapolis was rerouted Saturday after one passenger's cocaine trip went bad. Oh yeah, I did say cocaine trip. The passenger started telling those around him that he was high on blow. That's a great thing to be sharing with everybody. Eventually, he grew unruly, and the crew announced that the flight would be landing in Denver to take care of it. That's when the passenger lost his shit and hid inside of the bathroom while flight attendants tried to get him out. Once he did get out, he lit up a joint that that those around him tried to get out of his hands. Eventually, law enforcement boarded and strapped him into a stretcher for removal. So were the people trying to get the joint because they wanted to participate on how high this guy was? Because I know he wasn't handing out blow. But man, what an event. Can you imagine you being on a flight and all this exciting stuff is going on? Would you jump in and try to help out? Or are you just going to hang out in the back? But I guess if you're an air marshal, you're just going to jump in and do whatever you can. Did you hear about this McDonald's in Sacramento? A Sacramento area McDonald's has a homeless loitering problem. So the vagrants like to congregate outside of the restaurant. So management has installed a loud siren that blares at them. You know, like the CIA did to Gitmo. You remember that? You know, the one that was like almost like deathly in regards to how sound it was. The municipality says that the sound is still legal noise, at least at the levels that are legal to do. So how do you feel about that? I mean, I understand that the McDonald's is a little bit jacked up, but man, that's a rough way to go about it. Here's an interesting one that came up. Tourists going up the top of the recently renovated Washington Monument spent longer on their tour than they expected Saturday. It was broken down for nearly an hour, standing some at the top, but parks officials said no one was inside of the elevator itself during the malfunction. So could you imagine you're going up the Washington Monument and all of a sudden the thing breaks down and you're stuck in the elevator? Well, I'm glad that wasn't the case here, because that's important. So did you hear about the cell towers going up in the good old area of Cincinnati? Cincinnati residents are concerned about new cell towers going up around town. It's not the radiation or the X-rays they're worried about. It's about how weird they look, and not everyone's sure what their purpose is. They're about the height of a human, and they're set up all around town. Oh, yeah, you heard me correctly there. They're set up as the height of a human and set up all around town. One homemaker tells the local news, "We don't know who put it up. If it's running 4G right now, it will run 5G soon." How do people make these assumptions? Could you imagine walking around town and all of a sudden you see a little tower there the size of a human? Now, does anybody have any pictures of this thing? I think that's important. So if anyone in Cincinnati is listening, Cincinnati, Ohio, I love you. Let's get you to send us some pictures here at safetyfm.com. Or you can send it off to the RatedRSafetyShow.com. Just come on to the website and you'll just click right through. I know that the web address is not an email address, but man, wouldn't that be some fun things to see? The Storm Area 51 festivities turned out to be pretty lame. Yeah, did you hear about this? While alien enthusiasts and conspiracy theorists did converge as early as midweek last week, by Saturday, the scheduled events were already being canceled. Yep. Authorities say the estimate attendance peaked at around, are you ready? Here we go. At 3,000 people. What happened to the millions and the millions that were supposedly going to be showing up to this motherfucking thing? Did it not happen? Why was that? Did they get worried about an alien invasion occurring at the time? Or really were you thinking that the government was going to get all your data there, buddies? And then you're really going to be screwed. Anyways, I'm just throwing some stuff out there to say for the sake of saying it. Apple iPhone 11 started shipping last week. Some people were pretty excited. While there's no official news yet on how they're selling, customers are reporting that it's taking a few days to receive their orders. Analysts say that that's good. It means that there's a lot of demand. Encouraging news to Apple, which has been criticized for not exciting customers lately. Well, crap, I don't know. I'm an Apple customer, and I'm pretty excited about the shit that they put out. But then again, I'm kind of a dork. So let's go to the competitor of Sony. Sony's latest gaming console was the PlayStation 4. Are you ready for this? In 2013, which received a Pro version upgrade a few years later. But with anticipation for the upcoming PlayStation 5. There's rumors that the tech giant will at the same time release the Pro version of the PlayStation 5 with more gaming and computing power. So if two versions are coming out at once and you want to be at the cutting edge, oh yeah, I said the cutting edge, wouldn't you want to have the Pro? Come on, man. Why would we even have to talk about these things? And cutting edge technology when something else is already coming out? I don't know. I kind of feel like that's a little messed up. Anyways, let's continue down. NASA InSight rover on Mars is detecting strange magnetic pulses. But they are only happening around midnight local Martian time. Oh, yes, when I turned into a Martian. Scientists say there's almost more magnetic activity in Mars crust. No word yet on what it means, but plenty to dig through. I think that's kind of interesting. Why is it occurring at midnight? Martian time. Oh, yeah, Martian time. And of course, I know. I go down these weird things about space, but I just get so encouraged as we talk about them, man. A new study says that Venus could have been home to a thriving, diverse population of life. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Around 700 million years ago, it could have been 80% covered with liquid water. Would the other option be frozen ice? Anyways, until an undetermined drastic event change in it, but scientists believe it had something to do with an event that caused a large amount of carbon dioxide emissions across the planet over the course of a relative swift of 50 million years. Maybe, just maybe, it was a booming coal industry, and I am being a total jackass by saying that. Anyways, take it easy. I'm just kidding. It's okay. Everything will be fine. Now breathe, breathe, breathe. Anyway, let's talk about the lottery. What happened over the weekend? A sole ticket holder in Michigan won Saturday night's $80 million jackpot. Wednesday's drawing will be for $40 million jackpot or $27.6 million cash payout. No winner for Friday's Mega Million drawing. Tuesday's drawing will be for, are you ready? $227 million jackpot or a payout of $156.6 million cash payout. Take it for what it's worth, people. I don't know. What would you want to do if you won? I know what we could do if I won. I say, let's have a party. And we hand out $1 million. Just for giggles. Not for showing up. You know, we raffle it off or something. I don't know if I'd hand it out in cash. Who knows? Radio stations do weird things. Anyways, let's talk about the weekend box office. We're going to only take the top 5 because if not, we're going to be here all day because, you know, they give you 10. So let's go with the top 5. Hustler, $17 million, down from the number 2 spot of the previous week. It Chapter 2 made $17.2 million. That's down from number 1. Number 1? Man, what's going on here? Rambo Last Blood. A lot of controversy surrounded that movie. Made $18 million, and that was new first week. And then I think the next one's called Ad Astra. $19.2 million, and that was new for the week. And then Downtown Abbey. $31 million, and that's new for the week. So that's what's rounding off the top of the box office. I'm not going to go through the Emmys. If you want to see who won the Emmys, feel free on going out there, taking a look, because I personally don't care about that, me personally, because there's way too many awards to win on that little stuff there. But I do want to point out this drama series that won the Emmy Award. Are you ready? Game of Thrones. And that's where everybody started freaking out and say how bad the last season was, but it still managed to win. So I don't know. I never watched the show, had no interest in it. And guess what? I still don't give a shit right now about it. Oops, that's my opinion of Game of Thrones. Anywho, let's go to one of my favorite parts of the show. And that's the days of the year that you can celebrate. So let's go through it. Celebrate Bisexuality Day, Family Day, National Checkers Day, National Dogs in Politics Day, National Great American Pot Pie Day, National Snack Stick Day, National Fall Prevention Awareness Day, Teal Talk Day, Restless Legs Awareness Day, Proposal Day, the first day of fall. Well, there's some days you can celebrate. And because you are a safety professional, at least that's most of the people that take a listen here, the Fall Protection Day should be a pretty big one wherever you're at. Anywho, you've been listening to the Rated R Safety Show. Please make sure to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and take a moment and give us a review. Good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. I want to know what you want to hear, people. Anyways, I know who you are. You know who I am. Love you, mean it. Bye.
Duh. This episode has been powered by Safety FM.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.